Hey Herd, it's Mama Herd Dog and I'm back with my vacation series. This is a longer form packed with info and I think this is really important info for your travels. What I have here is what I like to call Mommy's this and that bag. Don't worry about it. And so you can obviously name it anything you want. This is like a catch-all bag. This is the bag where the important things that you might need are going to live, and it can be put into your book bag. Let's get started. As you can see, I have packed this quite full. First, I'll just show you some of the loose things here. We've got bubble tape here. Oh, this isn't super important. I feel like this is a, well, for a lack of a better term, barf bag. You know, that's what it does, and that's what it's there for, and it keeps it clean and easy to throw out. It's a lifesaver. My friend and her husband talked about this, and I had to get them right away because you just never know. So, throw it bag. We've got contact solution in case someone in your family has contacts, especially like if it's a teen or preteen, they might forget that in their luggage. This is super important. This is a book light, but you can use it obviously as a book light when you're in your hotel room or whatever, but you can also use it as a flashlight to be able to see what's going on in here. Super convenient and helpful to have around for all sorts of reasons. You drop something on the car floor, this is gonna help you find it. Oh yes, this isn't, I find these are important to bring along. These are actually from the Dollar Tree and I use them too. I really like them. You get 40 flossers for $1.25. My kids love them, I like them, but you can just take a couple, leave the rest at home, like especially if you're eating out a lot. You just don't want someone to be uncomfortable. You've also got here, I've got here, a toilet cover. I've had these for ages. I bought a couple packs and this lasted a really long time. We don't use them in the hotel rooms, but if you're at a gas station, that's kind of questionable. Or if you're going up on an airplane and someone before you has left a mess, then this is great for your kiddos. It's big and it's wide and it covers the toilet. It is not flushable though. Do not flush it down the toilet. All right. I've got a bag of change, which you're like, change, but I know on my travels with my kids going to places, a lot of times they're those penny machines. So I have a bunch of quarters in here to pay for that. Sometimes it's credit card now, but I got the pennies here and it's ready to go if we need it, because maybe we're not going to get a big souvenir at that place, but if there's a penny, what do you call that? Crusher? Penny press? Then you are ready to go with that. Okay, up next we have this. I think if you watch my tablecloth video, you'll know what to do with this. It's very versatile. I have some suggestions in the video that is about tablecloth, so check that out. And then we've got here, okay, so what I've done is I know that sometimes it's really hard. You can't bring in the whole kit and caboodle, the kid's backpack with all a bunch of stuff in it if you're going to a museum or you're going anywhere really. So I have pulled out some pages from workbooks and notebooks to have in here just for something for them to do that's easy and it's very lightweight. And I got things for the bigger kids too. I found a really awesome Scattergories book, and this, I've just copied it, and so everybody has, my two older kids could play together at the same time, which I think is super fun. I got more of those here that I like to keep around, different letters, but there's at least two for everybody. Okay, so I forgot a few things. They're buried at the bottom of the bag. It's like, just like my purse, they say, is a Mary Poppins bag, so is this. Whoa, okay. Clearly, I don't know how to use these digits, but I brought a couple for my, there we go, for my kids to play with. If they're just kind of really moving around a lot and they're not sitting still, and we're in a place that sitting still is kind of important, I'll bring this along, and they can still concentrate. That's the beauty of that. This is a magic towel. Ooh, Actually, these are great to pack along, either in your suitcase or in here. For here, it would be great because you could, if you've made a mess or something, pour your water bottle on top of this. This expands, becomes a washcloth, and then you've got an easy cleanup situation in there. They're, only $1.25 at Dollar Tree. It's a great deal, in my opinion. This one is Jurassic Park. They have so many different kinds, and there you can see that the washcloth's all kind of crushed up in there. And this would also work great for bringing a surprise for the bathtub. Totally worth the $1.25. Here's an important bag. This is called the snack bag in here. And I have a whole video planned where I'm going to talk about different kinds of snacks that are fun to take on the road, where to get them, what's cheap. And right now I've got these snacks here. I'll just say briefly, these we've got from Costco. They're delicious. They're probiotics, which is great, but they taste like fruit snacks with yogurt on it. This is a fruit thief. And then we've got Annie's gummies you just get from the grocery store. So those are some good choices that are treats, but they're not too bad of a treat. All right, this bag has erasable colored pencils in it. I've talked about these a million times, I feel like, on the channel here, and they're great because they're erasable, and if you're getting bumps or turbulence, this is an awesome thing to just have, and make a mistake, you just erase it. And this would work great too for those workbook pages that I showed you. This is awesome to have on hand. It makes it a little bit more fun, or they can just draw with some blank paper you put in there. And I've got these pencils. I think I've talked about them before. If not, let me know and I will do a video on these. They're really fun. I wouldn't say you need all of these, just either these or those. Okay, this is kind of a miscellaneous bag. I don't have a lot of things that go together in here, but I've got some pens. I love these pens. Dollar Tree, please never stop carrying them. They are so amazing. They write so nice. I'm not even joking. I had an erase expo marker because I think it'd be really cool. Like if you've got teens, for example, and they want to know what the heck's going on the next day, but you're not sure, you could write it on the mirror for them to see when they get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, or if they're getting up early because they like to have a long time to get ready, they can see what the agenda is for today, and then that way they are prepared and they know what to get dressed for and all of that stuff. Also, for little ones who can read, that would work too. You could leave little notes like that, just happy notes, or you could leave a joke of the day, anything to make vacation a little more special. Okay, so a couple other things I grabbed out. These are felt tip markers. I think they could be fun for doodling for the older kids. I mean, they would like the colored pencils too, but you know what I mean, just in case. This is a non-permanent marker, which is great. It's always best to not have permanent markers on the road. And we've got mechanical pencils, which are great because you don't need to worry about sharpening them. So that's those. And then over here, I've got sticky notes. And you might be thinking, why sticky notes? Well, I'm going to tell you why. The possibilities are really endless with these sticky notes. For one thing you could do, like if you're traveling a road trip and I need these bags to come in at night, you would just write down the bag and then you'd stick it to it and say, overnight, if you're just going into a hotel for one night. We also like to just pack one duffel bag with all the things that we need for that day and a half, 2 days to have there, and the bathroom stuff too, because it's way easier than lugging all that stuff in if you have a lot of stuff that you have prepared for vacation. Also, these can be used for kind of similarly to the note on the mirror. This last trip, I decided to do sticky notes, and I would write sticky notes on the doors, or I'd leave it by their bed so they'd see it when they woke up in the morning. And it'd be things like, if we're not up by 9, please wake us up. Or leaving when breakfast is that day, just so they have an idea of what's going on. Also, these could be fun to leave little jokes around the house, or you could do a poll, yes or no, do you want to go to the beach today? And then, so it's just more interactive. It's just communicating in a way that's solid, that everybody can see, and nobody will forget because it's up on the wall or the door or wherever. These are along the lines of the other things to keep kids entertained, like the fidgets and things. I've got this, which is I feel like the OG fidget. It is the Worry Stone, and I just love it. It's really great, especially if you have nerves. If you're nervous flying, this would be great to give your kids. It's just nice to have, to keep your mind focused on that, and then you kind of relax because your mind is thinking about this only. And we've got little surprises here, which I think are awesome to carry. They're very lightweight. They are water bottle stickers, not regular stickers. So if you have younger kids, you just need to make sure they understand that. And there's things for older kids, and then there's younger kids. It's always a great travel trinket. And I prefer to have some travel trinkets on hand in here if they've done a really awesome job at the restaurant, or you're just thinking I just love them, I'm gonna give them a little treat, and that would work great. Also, Dollar Tree has those little finger puppets, a lot of times, especially for the different holidays. You don't have to use anything that comes with it. You can just use these finger puppet forms, and then you could do your own thing. You could, my daughter sometimes likes to do things, with foam paper, it's not foam board, it's just foam. And you could do things like cut out a face and glue it on, or you could also just you could draw on them with the markers and pens and things that you've got, and it just keeps them busy, and you'll have other things to work with throughout this bag that will help them create these as well. But I'm just not doing it right now. So that's that bag. We're all done. Okay, here we have kind of our medicine bag, important things, health-wise. So what have we got here? We've got sunblock. I really like the Trader Joe's sunblock. And if I'm in a pinch and this runs out, then we just put that all over our bodies and it's fine. The kids aren't huge fans, but it totally works. And this is what they're really fans of, is the stick kind. I think they like it, and it's small and compact, which is what we're looking for in this kind of bag. Also, I've got this for grown-ups, because if you are in the front seat and you are not the driver, you are going to do a lot of turning around, handing things, getting things from them, and by the end you're going to have a sore side, or a sore arm, whatever it is. If you have that issue, this is great to have along. All right, we've got wet ones, antibacterial, fresh scent, but it's not much of a scent, and 99.9% of the germs, which I love. These are great. They come in a big box. I'll try to link that if I can. In grocery stores, Target, probably also Amazon. And then I've got like one huge Band-Aid, because you just never know. I like to be prepared. I've got that, and then also we've got this, which these are Dollar Tree. They look like they're Tide, but they're not. You can get the Tide ones, but this is just cheaper, and they do the job. So I like that they're individually packed. For vacations, that's important. Long term, it might be kind of bad for the environment and stuff, but vacations, it's okay. Got regular Band-Aids, and I've got this here, which I have extra little Band-Aids in that you can, if you're not going to take the whole big bag, you can throw this into your purse so you have that. And it never hurts to have the Band-Aids around. I got a couple of these makeup wipes just in case. And then we've got some common medicine here that the kids might take, some motion sickness, Tylenol, you could put allergy pills, whatever. And then I have these here because sometimes, like when I eat spicy food, I cannot stop going, so, and I know that happens with my kids too for different reasons. And if they're sick or something, these are great to have. Be careful in the car though. And then we've got liquid Band-Aid if you really just want to do a one and done. This is from Dollar Tree. Seems to work okay, my husband says. And then also, speaking of Dollar Tree, if you want to not have to go through all that picking through Band-Aids business, you can go ahead and get this. It's actually, you get more than just buying a box of Band-Aids, because you get more sizes, which is super important, I think, to have the sizes. And you can add other stuff in there. I added a couple extra Band-Aids, and there's, like I said, Band-Aids. The blue ones are the ones that came with. There's a non-stick, pad there. There's all sorts of stuff. And then I added my own fun Band-Aids too, because why not? There's room. So that's another way to go if you don't want to have to find all the little Band-Aids yourself. That's basically the Take Care of You kit. Moving on. Okay, right now I have got my bag of bags. Bags inside of bags inside of bags. And I feel like a nesting doll, but it's really important to have this for a lot of different reasons. If you're doing travel trinkets and they're like something small, like a little collector figures or something, they can live in here once you're done opening them and your kids need a space to put them, or they're not gonna lose them in the car or on the plane. This is great. I'll try to link these bags. I love them. New discovery for me. And also then inside of this bag, same thing. You got another one of those, and then plastic bags. And I know not everybody's crazy about plastic bags, but I feel like if you're going to go on vacation, you're going to be eating out. You just don't know. You don't want to force yourselves to eat. And then if it's like a fast food type situation, or if it's someplace where they don't have to-go boxes or it's too cumbersome to carry, you can just use a couple of these bags. And also it could be used for trash. It could be used for if you're out of your barf bags. It could be used as a barf bag. I mean, there's a lot of things a plastic bag like this could be useful for. So I just like having bags of bags because you just never know. I'm telling you, this stuff has come in handy so many times on so many vacations. And it might seem kind of ridiculous, but I rather have things. I'd rather be prepared. So that, I'm not a Boy Scout, but I think that saying goes for everyone. So yes, so I have that, and now we're down to our last bag coming up. Okay, this is our Keep It Together bag. There really should be like something to meditate with in here. Maybe this is where the worry stone should go, so you can keep it together by focusing all your energy in on that worry stone. But I mean most literally keeping stuff together. I've got a couple of scrunchies here. Oh my, you're stuck. And then I've got some little hair ties, and then I've got another scrunchie. Smaller things, bobby pins, they're really small. Let's see, it's hard to see I think because of the stuff on the ground. But you can see there, we got some of that stuff, and who knows, bobby pins, there's a million things you could do with bobby pins. I also have paper clips to keeping it together, like for instance, if, my daughter is drawing a drawing and she's got like 5 pages in the back seat and she does not want to part with them, then you clip them together and then you can tuck them somewhere safe. Same with this, you could use as a bookmark if you wanted to. There's lots of different ways to use paper clips really effectively. You can mark places in the workbook that you want them to do, like you hand back the workbook, but then they just go to the pages that have these on there, and then they know that's what they're supposed to work on and do. Lots and lots of good ideas for that. Obviously, I've got the glue sticks because I feel like this is crucial to have, especially if you're gonna have them do like drawing or arts and crafts, or like that one bag where I had foam pieces. This would be really ideal to help that kind of creation flow and keep it in one spot. I have rubber bands because, again, you never know, and they're pretty cheap. They're from Dollar Tree, and they work really great. They're very sturdy. Let's say you've got a caricature drawing while you're out touring the city, but they don't give you any, they just hand it to you. So you can roll it up, put this around it, and it's at least a little protected, a little easier to carry. I mean, there's a million reasons. If I think of more reasons for all of these things, I'll put them in the comment section here, along with the links too. And I'm gonna do a whole separate video on these guys. These are like, oh, they are my heroes of vacation, and I'll tell you different ways to do that in another video. And then we've got the Fearless body clothing tape. This has never let me down. It's double-sided tape, and I actually take a few of these and put them in my purse, which I'll show you on the purse one, because they're so handy. Yes, they're perfect for clothes because it's double-sided, and if you've got like a button that popped off, that's kind of embarrassing, but if you're out and around town, you don't really have time to run back to your hotel room, then what do? Also, if like someone's pants are dragging on the ground and like you're worried they're gonna trip because you're going someplace like, I don't know, you're exploring a tree house or you're doing something where there's climbing involved, you can tape up the little one's pants so it's more of a situation where it's going to stay, but also this will come off eventually. It's very sticky. You can use this for a lot of other things too. It doesn't have to be clothes. All right. I forgot to mention in the Keep It Together bag, you obviously want some tape. This is going to come in really handy, like if you rip a page in a book, or if you want the sticky notes not sticking, if they want to do arts and crafts, this is great to have as well. I also suggest painter's tape. It's kind of cumbersome to carry around. It's large, but painter's tape is amazing. I don't know if you're using it for anything besides painting, but you really should be. It's awesome. I use it to like hang things up on the walls. I've used it to make like car lanes, you know, on the carpet in the hotel room, and you give them a couple little Matchbox cars or Hot Wheel cars, keeps them busy for a long time. You could do a hopscotch thing in your room with the painter's tape. You could also do like a line across, and then you could pack a little tiny balloon, and you could do like a volleyball balloon hitting back and forth over the line. There's so many ways to use painter's tape. If I think of a bunch more, maybe I'll do that separate video. Also, this is all very customizable. You don't have to do exactly what I said. I just wanted to give you a bunch of ideas. So like if you did not want gum, you could do your mints. You could do a little puzzle instead if you got little kids, instead of some of like the category type things. There's room to change this however you want to cater it towards your kiddos. I think having some activities in there is a great idea just in case, because if you're like me, you're gonna have separate bags for things, and so there's gonna be one bag where the travel trinkets are. So you wanna have maybe a few travel trinkets on hand if you're stuck in a situation where you're waiting somewhere. And you know, also you could not picks, you could get the little tiny mini travel toothbrush things from Dollar Tree. There's a lot of other choices. So check the comments and check my description box, and I'll leave a couple more suggestions there along with the links. So I really hope that was helpful to you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this long. I really appreciate it. I hope I helped, because that's why I'm doing this. I have so much fun doing it too, and I really do it on vacation. I really, really do. So if you have any questions, pop them in the comments. I would love it if you joined my herd. That would be amazing. Oh, but there's always room for one more, always. So with that said, that'll do, friends. That'll do.